everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Savvy Say, and in today's video we are making beeswax candles. There's something amazing about homemade candles, and I have really fallen in love with just making everything from scratch. So in today's video, come along and see how easy it is to make your own beeswax candles at home. They burn clean, unlike paraffin wax candles, and they are just so much better for our homes. I love candles. I love the ambiance they give. They really set the mood. I didn't want to give up my candles completely because I love candles, so I really was on a search to figure out how I could make a healthy candle at home. And here I am to show you how to make beeswax candles. The beeswax candles are unscented. I don't add any essential oils because it requires a lot of essential oils to give off a good amount of scent. So I just don't even add any essential oils, and I just add essential oils to my diffuser. So I still get the ambiance from the candles and I get the smell from my diffuser. The diffuser only requires about 4 to 6 drops versus if I add scent to the candles, it could take a few tablespoons, if not more. So most candles are petroleum based, and when they are burned, they can be toxic. So I spend a lot of time trying to purify my home and remove toxic things from my house. By all means, we are not completely toxin free, but I am slowly but surely eliminating things and removing things from our household. And one of those things recently has been paraffin wax candles. So I'm no longer purchasing those candles. I have given all of those candles away. I have gotten rid of all those candles, and I am now making my own beeswax candles. So in today's video, I'm going to bring you along and show you how easy it is to make beeswax candles. So here are the beeswax pellets. You can get these beeswax pellets online. They come in 1 or 2 pound bags. I'm not going to be using these today because I'm going to use these for another project. What I am going to be using is some beeswax that I have gotten from a local beekeeper. He gives them to me in blocks. I melt them down, and then I just put them in a silicone mold so that they're easier to work with. So I'm going to use a pound since most of the bags come as a pound, and I'm just going to weigh out a pound here. So I have a little over a pound, but I'm going to work with that. So I'm just going to put the rest of these away for another time. So here's my beeswax that I have put into molds. I weighed out a pound here. These are the beeswax pellets. These work just as well, and they're easier to work with because they're smaller. I'm just gonna save this for a different project, and I'm gonna use what I have gotten from my local beekeeper. Then I'm also gonna be using wooden wicks today, and I'm gonna be using these mason jars. This is one candle that I have already been using, and it has been working just great. So I'm gonna just bring you along and show you how easy it was to make that candle. The first thing is we need to make a double boiler or makeshift double boiler. So I'm going to use an old rice cooker. I fill this up with about 2 inches of water, and I'm going to plug this up to bring it to a light boil. So beeswax is very, very difficult to clean, and it solidifies very quickly. So you want to use something that's kind of like designated for just beeswax. So what I have here is an old popcorn tin, and this is what I have been using for my beeswax project. So I'm just going to put this on top of this, and it's going to start to boil. This is going to be my makeshift double boiler, and I'm just going to add my beeswax in. Then I'm going to lay down some parchment paper to protect my counters. You definitely want to lay down something to protect your countertop, because this is, like I said, it's very difficult to clean, and it hardens very quickly. The next step is to prep our containers with our wicks. So I'm going to use these glue dots. You can also use a hot glue gun. Hot glue gun works just fine, but I have these on hand, so I'm going to actually use these today. And I have my wooden wicks right here. You just want to get your wick placed into the center. I've also read that the beeswax candles actually have good benefits and will remove toxins from the air. So why would I want candles that are adding toxins to the air when I can make candles that will remove toxins from my air? to no longer purchase those candles anymore, and I have learned how easy it is to make my own candles, and hopefully you all will be inspired to make your own candles and stop purchasing candles from those big box companies that are doing more harm than good. I used to live at Yankee Candle. When they had sales, coupons, I used to stay buying their candles, not even realizing how bad they are. I just was determined to figure out a way to still have candles, because I love candles, love to have a bubble bath and have a candle lit, love to just have a fresh clean home and light a candle. So I really enjoy having candles, so I was determined to figure out a way to continue to have candles, but just in a healthier way. So I've got my wicks all in. This one is already done because I made this one a few weeks ago. And so that's another topic that's up for discussion. So I have read that you want these to cure for at least 2 weeks. I have burnt them sooner and they have done just fine, but just from research, I've read 2 weeks is a good time for the curing process. I have lit them right away, worked just fine. You all determine how long you want to wait to cure your candles. Water's getting hot, things are starting to slowly melt. It does take a few minutes to get things going. So I'm just gonna agitate it a little bit. And then once I pour the wax in, I don't move them. I just let them sit here and solidify completely before I move them. It's really an easy process. This is an option. You can get these online. These come in a pound. Or you can find a local beekeeper in your area. And that's what I have done. I have found a local beekeeper in my area and he has been supplying me with beeswax. So that is an extra step that you probably have to take if you're getting it local. You're gonna have to melt it down. You may even have to clean it and filter it depending on how much they have done for you. But it is probably gonna be cheaper. But you're gonna have to put in a little bit of work because you may need to clean it, and then you're gonna melt it down and put it in a mold of some sort so that you can work with it more easily. If you're making candles with it, that's easy because you can just melt it down and then pour it into your jars. But it just depends on what you want to do with your beeswax. So our beeswax is all melted and we're going to get ready to pour. I have my jars ready. I did put some extras here. I'm not sure how much this is going to yield, so I just wanted to have some ready just in case. Not sure that it's going to fill all of them. Melted and ready to be poured. All right, ready to pour. So I like to just kind of bend this can a little bit. They do have pouring pitchers on Amazon that you can get. And I don't fill them all the way to the top. So 1 pound made 3 pint mason jars, and so I'm not gonna move them. I'm all gonna let them sit here and start to solidify. You can see on the sides they are already starting to cool down. So I'm gonna let them sit here until they are completely hardened. Tomorrow I'll go ahead and clip the wicks if I need to, and that will be it. Thanks for joining me today and making these beeswax candles. Hopefully you were inspired to make your own candles and do away with those toxins. It's so easy, it's so simple, and it's just something about having your own homemade candles burning in your house. So until next time.